Welcome back. We continue to discuss Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's trip to Ramallah, and we'll go back to our I24 News New Delhi contributor Neha Punia. Neha, thank you for being with us again. Firstly, what sort of strategy have India and the Palestinians come up with, going forward?
I think during this visit, which lasted just about 3 hours, the focus was on helping build Palestine. So that's where India has reaffirmed its commitment. It's also spoken of the peace progress, like you read out earlier, in quite a detailed fashion. But from what I'm gathering, while India is going to push Palestine and Israel to continue to have a dialogue, it's not going to be involved in the peace process itself.
Okay, and is this strategy achievable?
Sources in the Indian government tell me that it is achievable, especially because of the changes we've seen under the Prime Minister's leadership here in India. Earlier, every time an Indian Prime Minister visited Israel, he would also ensure he visited Ramallah at the same time. But Prime Minister Modi has ensured that hasn't happened. When he visited Israel, it was a standalone trip. This time he's gone to Palestine. That's a standalone trip as well. So the message to both countries is that we're with you on different levels, in different parameters, but we support the process of peace nevertheless, and we support the ideologies of both nations.
Thank you, Neha, for your time. We'll now go back into the studio with Amir Oren and also Elad Iskevich. We'll start with you. Firstly, Amir, we know that relations with the Arab world are extremely important to India. Is this Modi just going through the motions?
Basically, yes, he is, because he wants to retain Israel's favorable relations. Israel is also a good pathway to Washington, and indeed he has met President Trump right after seeing Prime Minister Netanyahu. But he also wants at least to show some style, if not substance, towards the Palestinians. And actually what started as long ago as 2002 or 3 with the roadmap to the Palestinian state is that before the borders are being determined, agreed by the party, the establishment of various institutions of the Palestinian state must precede it, and this is where India can help. But India also wants to show its centrality in the emerging world order. There's this BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, where India is important. Up to now, the Palestinians have not benefited too much from it.
Thank you. And Elad, we saw in the press conference Abbas, he was thanking Modi for the funding. Can you tell us a bit more about these deals?
So basically, India decided to invest an amount of around $30 million in establishment of some institute. We still don't know what it will be, but I want to kindly remind you that this act is very much in line with our government policy. You can keep hearing our Prime Minister Netanyahu keep saying that it is very much important to ensure that money will be generated to the Palestinian territories for promoting education and public health, rather terrorism. So I'm very positive from this act.
And we recently saw the US cut funding to UNRWA and threaten to cut funding to the Palestinian Authority. So we know they're desperate for money, but is there much economic gain here for India?
I don't think it is very much likely that India will put money instead of the US, and if they will do it, they won't do it directly. They will do it via a external third party, such as Saudi Arabia or any other of the Gulf countries. It's very important to India to present itself as a peacemaking mediator in the Middle East. They can only gain from stability in our region. They need us united as they currently facing a constant threats from both China and Pakistan.
And Amir, can you tell us a little bit more about these 6 deals that were actually signed?
Well, as Elad was saying, these are civil or civic deals. They have a lot to do with the development of Palestinian society. They are risk-free. regarding the Indian-Israeli relationship. They are not controversial, and they can show Modi's domestic electorate, especially the almost 100 million Muslims in India, that he has a positive attitude towards the Palestinians.
Okay, Elad Amir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And those are the top stories for this hour here at I24 News. We're continuing to follow breaking news from around the world for you, so do stay connected with us also online. You can join in our conversation on Facebook and on Twitter. Thanks for watching.